Hello, everybody. Hi, guys. Hi there. Hang on. Instagram in. So, hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me. Where are the comments? Here are the comments. Hi, Dixie Bell. Thank you for having me. Hi, Michelle. Guys, thank you so much. Hallo, liebe Ute. Hi, Becky. Hi, mein Hase. Everybody's there. That's brilliant. Thank you for joining me, my guys. My name is Angela and I am the owner and creative energy. Hi Nina from Elfen and Helden. I'm a primary retailer for Dixie Bell over here in Germany, actually, near Frankfurt, which is right in the middle of Germany. So welcome, welcome. It is 9 p.m. over here and we had a beautiful sunny day today. So spring is in the air. When you join me, just let me know where you're watching from and say hi to me. And if you have any questions, guys, just leave it in the comments. I will see that and I'll answer that straight away. If I missed a question, maybe repeat putting it in. Otherwise, I'll check for it later. Well, tonight we're going to continue this cute little table. And, oh, Dixie Bell is just getting the notice. Is that right? Oh, hi, Dixie Bell. No, you know I'm there. Okay, I just got the notice that you got the notice, so that's strange. Anyhow, we continue this table tonight, and tonight we're going to put in this beautiful transfer by Dixie Bell from their creative line, the Bells and Whistles, and it's got like those beautiful cacti and succulents on there, and I will put it on this table, and loads of notices. That's strange. And if we have time, I'm sure we will have time. We're also going to use the Botanical silk screen stencil on the sides of the table, just like a tiny little bit. I'm going to have the distressed look with it. Hi, Joan. Hi, Salsa. Thank you for joining me, guys. Guys, if you have not yet, please pop over to my page, leave me a like there, Elfen and Helden. That'll be absolutely fantastic. I do quite a few lives in English, some in German, so I'll be happy if you join me. Okay, let's get going. I've got to have a sip of coffee, which just came in time today. I have to have my coffee at the start of my life. People who follow me know that. So I'm going to bring you a bit closer. You don't need to see me. You rather see the project we are working at. There we go. Okay. So this is the state we are at. We've done some crackling just in certain parts, not all over the table, just like certain parts and on the sides also, just like a little bit of crackling here and there. So that's what we've done before. And the top color again was like with 2 or with 3 different colors. We used blueberry, we used Mason-Dixon gray, we used a tiny little bit of fluff to get a little bit of not like a single colored look. So thank you, Emily, for helping me out there. So is it Emily on there today? So I had somebody ask me the last time if you can slightly sand the crackled area. Yes, you can. Hi, Evelyn. Bonjour, bonjour. Oh, bonsoir, bonsoir. It's evening in France also. You can slightly sand it. Obviously, you will be gentle with your crackle because you don't want to ruin those beautiful crackle you just created, and the base color for the crackles is the rustic red. So I use, when I sand it, I want to sand or like smooth the edges down, especially when I do like this, partial areas. I use either the sanding sponge by Dixie Bell, which is like a 220 grit. This one has already been used. You can wash those. I wash that in the sink because I've used that before, so that probably hasn't even got 220. Or you use from Surf Prep the super fine one. That would be the choice of your. That's great, thank you on behalf of Dixie Bell. So you can slightly sand those edges down if you wish to. You don't have to. We're going to cover up some of those edges with the with that transfer, but certainly you can do that. As I said, just be gentle, and then you just wipe that off, and so that there's no dust left. You want to blend that a little more into your project. That would be the choice you wanted to do, you know. So, and they're nice and flexible, so you can push them in all the corners and crevices where you want to go with it. It's a great benefit of those. Also great if you know, everybody's got like his own preference, you know. If you prefer to have like a slight sand in between paint coats, that would be your choice of where is my Mr. Bottle? Nobody moves. There it is. It's hiding. It's hiding from me. It's so heavily used, guys, you know. Now if I tread on it, so I had to tape it, but it's still working. So clean the dust off just a little bit. So in this area, we've got to wait till it's dry again before we apply any of the transfers. So that's it. Just like a tiny little bit of the dust came off, so that's fine. So you can do that. You can send over crackle if you wanna blend that in a little more into your project. That works perfectly fine. So. Okay, carry on. Let's get the Cacti and Succulents. Obviously, we're not going to use the whole transfer. I'm going to layer up a couple of the items in there. And this is one of the bigger ones. It comes in 6 sheets. So, and you know, one, it's very beautiful. Hang on. There it is. It comes, sorry, it comes with one of those sticks to rub basically the transfer on. And as I said, it's 6 sheets. And I'm going to use like this type, you know, this type. I like those. Maybe I use some of those, maybe some of those leaves, those berry types. So this is one of the sheets I'm probably going to have. And this is also one of the sheets I'm going to have. Look at those beautiful colors. So and I've basically chosen the colors of that table for the succulents I want to put on. Those are gorgeous also. Aren't they pretty? It's so sweet. I just love it. And this one, absolutely gorgeous. So, but that's not the ones I'm going to use. Obviously, you don't have to use everything. There's like this piece here, this sheet also, which will look beautiful on the side of the drawers or something like that. You have that transfer, Michelle. That's great. Becky, die Dixie-Bell-Transfers kannst du direkt auf die getrocknete Kreidefarbe machen. Das musst du nicht mehr extra versiegeln. The question was just by one of my German friends, if you have to seal the paint before you apply the bells and whistles transfers, and my answer to that is no, you don't need to seal the chalk mineral paints. Those transfers, as they are by Dixie-Bell, they are especially created to adhere beautifully to the chalk mineral paints. So that's what we're going to do now. They are not sealed, nothing. And I'm going to cut those apart first. So I have the single flowers or cacti, how you want to call them. And they come, I'm just going to show you, they come on this clear sheet. There is like this main transfer. So be careful that you don't touch the back of it, because it'll stick to your fingers also, you know, and it'll be then ruined. And it is on this protective sheet, which is that white sheet underneath. So keep those together until you are ready to put it onto your project. You can cut those apart, and I would recommend to leave it on the backing sheet when you cut it, you know, so that nothing can happen. Just cutting those out. Still haven't quite decided which ones I'm going to use. So just put that down for now, so it's not dropping. This one. So, and you can see the colors I've chosen for the table. There's like this, those reddish tips of those succulents are like the rustic red was like peeking through the crackles. So keep it on the backing, keep it all together. So there we go. Some of the smaller ones, and then I'm going to see in which direction I'm going to put that on. The nice thing is with those single flowers and stuff like that, that you can layer them like you like to have them, which means, you know, every piece you create or anybody else creates with that transfer is going to be absolutely unique. Mm-hmm. So, okay. It's easy to cut. You know, this foil is, yeah, it's not difficult to cut. Some of those things, I think I'm going to use maybe some of those pinky flowers. I'm not sure yet, but if I'm not using it for this project, I'm going to use it on the next one. And just some of those leaves. Probably not those. I'm going to put those to the side for now. I'm not sure if I want to have those. I mean, that table is small, so I'm not going to need everything. I love those berry types. They are cute. So I'm sure I'll find something to put them on. So you can see they fall apart, so make sure they stay together until you use them, you know, because it's just like these tiny pieces now. And so I'm gonna leave this now. I think this is gonna be fun. If I need anything else, I can still cut some more. But I think this is about the right, what I'm going to use up here. So make sure they stay together. So who else apart from Michelle has got one of the transfers, or who has used one of the transfers by Dixie Belle? I can't really see comments from Dixie Belle. Apart from Dixie Belle, is anybody there on the Dixie Belle page? So let's see with which one we're going to start. They're so easy to handle. They're so easy to handle. And I'm gonna have those. Let's see. I'm going to start with this one. I like to start with some bigger ones and then carry on. Have that maybe going around a little to the side. And then carry on around. You can layer those. You can add some more little things to them. I think I'm going to start, just to have like a start, I'm going to start with this one. So now I've taken the protective sheet off because I want to use that now. Hallo Carina. Ja, Carina, das ist immer die schwierigste Entscheidung, auf welches Möbelstück oder wo man es dann im Endeffekt nachher anwendet. So I want to blend that in a little bit with that crackled area. So I'm going to line that up on here. And now I'm going to commit. So as this is going around this edge, I'm going to start on top. So with this smaller pieces, that's pretty easy. You just work your way from one end to the next. If you have like a bigger piece, you do the same. You either work from one end to the next, or what you can do, you can work from the middle out to the outside. But don't start on both ends and, you know, try to meet in the middle, because there might be an air bubble underneath. And this is basically then giving you a crease in the middle where it eventually meets. If you're going for the distressed and the rustic look, that's no problem. But if you don't want to have that, I would recommend to start on one end and go to finish at the other end. So, and then we're going to go around that corner. Just want to have that here. There's like a crease here. I'm going to push that with that stick into that crease. It's a bit of a tricky area. If it's not perfect, that's a problem, as this is like crackled and stuff like that anyway. So that, oops, that's a little more of the distressed look. So that's no big deal. So rub that around the edge. And now you can see it's already releasing. It's pretty easy in comparison with other transfers. That's really so much easier. You need a little bit of elbow grease, obviously. I mean, only swinging your paintbrush is not enough exercise anyway. That's what I think. So this is a bit of an exercise. But you can see it's already releasing. If you have an area when you lift it up and it hasn't, you know, like here, it hasn't released properly, put it back down, rub it back on there, and there you go. You can also see when it's releasing, the paper or that clear paper on top is getting a little milky, which is a good sign. There's some, you know, just like a little piece you can see there, which hasn't released yet. I'm going to put that back down, rub it a little bit on here, and it should release. Unless I've touched it in this area and it's the wrong way around. I think I must have touched it in that area and flipped it. Yeah. That's what happened, because it's sticking on the other side. So I wasn't gentle enough. So that has flipped, but it's only a tiny piece. That's why I was saying keep the protective sheet on there as long as possible. So you make sure that you're not accidentally touching it. And there we go. It's releasing now. Cat is snoring in the background. Can you hear her? Probably can't. I'm making too much noise rubbing here. So, almost on there. There you go. So, now I'm just taking my backing and just rubbing on it to make sure it's all on there. You can use your fingers, you can use that backing. Look how gorgeous it is. That is so pretty, isn't it? Can you see Instagram? There's just some some message on there. Yeah, I think you can see. I'm going to bring you a little further down. There you go. So use my fingers, make sure it's all on there in all areas. And I also brought my finishing pad. The switch one, you can basically just rub it on gently to make sure that the halos disappear. This is the finishing pad by Dixie Belle. So this is very soft. Oh, thank you, Nina. My glasses, as I keep dropping them and as I keep mislaying them, they are whatever. There's some cheapies for, you know, like in a dozen pack. So you can take your, those are the finishing pads by Dixie Belle. So they are, yeah, they are very soft, and you can buff your paint, and you can, and you can basically polish out those halos. They have hardly any halos anyway, but this is finishing pad. You basically just erasing those, you know. This is like snuggling the transfer now perfectly onto the surface. Just gently, very gently, you know, varnish it on there. From that point, they are different to other transfers. You can cut those finishing pads apart also if you want to have like smaller pieces. You just go around nicely around the edges to make sure it's all on the piece and it doesn't lift up afterwards. So this is going to be sealed. This is going to be sealed. And as this is like a tabletop, I'm going to use, I want to seal it with Gator hide, but Gator hide doesn't go very well with transfers, with the glue. So I'm going to put a top coat satin in between, like 2 coats satin in between. It makes the easier anyway to apply the Gator hide. So don't put Gator hide on top of any transfer. They don't like each other. So yeah, the halos are gone. This is different to, totally different to other transfers where you can always see the halos. Isn't that gorgeous? That's so pretty. And, you know, you can see like this crackle next to it. So this just gives it like this worn out look. So let's see what we're going to put next to it, or if we're going to put something next to it. Maybe I'm going to put something on the other side. This is what I'm going to do. I'll put something on the other side, and then I decide if I'm going to build some more up there or not. So I'm having this piece, which I'm going to put on the other side here. The succulent, pretty. Same thing. Where do I want to have it? I want to have this one. I like to have it to go around the edges a little bit. That gives it a bit more of the, like a moved, it's not so sterile. So same thing. When you've put it down, unless you haven't, you know, pushed it under a little bit, you may lift it back up, but you've got to be careful. It's when you've put it down, you've got to commit, you know, otherwise it may have stuck in some areas and you lift it up and it rips apart, because it's a very thin foil. It's a very thin foil so that it doesn't like build up, you know. So, and yes, we've just been talking about me having muscles. I'm losing a little bit at the moment because I usually do my yoga every morning, but as I was very busy in the last days or weeks, so to say, I wasn't very consequent, so I've got to stay here. You can see her. She confirms it. No, mommy didn't do her yoga regularly, so. Becky, gehe halt bitte nicht direkt auf ein Transfer. Egal welches Transfer du verwendest, das verträgt sich nicht mit dem Kleber von den Transfers. Also wenn du dein Stück mit Gatorhide versiegeln möchtest, über das Transfer erstmal einen anderen Topcoat drüber. Und also den Satin oder Flat oder Gloss, irgendwas und dann halt erst den Gatorhide. So, sorry, somebody just asked if I can translate it to German about the Gatorhide onto the transfers. That crackle is gorgeous, isn't it? So I love crackle. Who loves its crackle? Thank you, Michelle. Hi, Liz. I didn't see you coming on. Hi, Katie. Overflowing love and blossom flight. That's sweet. So, same thing, basically go around the edges, rub that on there, and lift it gently up. Same thing here. There's a piece not completely transferring, just lift it back up and rub it a little more, and there you go. You should be fine. And this is fun. This is like a puzzle, you know. You're puzzling it on there till you have the state where you want to have it. So obviously this is like in this, it's easier when you have it down there. You can put, you know, more pressure on there, unlike up here, because you can see better. I can get the camera better on the view for you. On the view for you. I'm getting poetic here. Let's see. Here. There. This is the edge here. So and obviously this crackled area is a little bit structured, but still we can get it on there. Detailed in those areas. Works beautifully. It closer. Just lift it gently up. There we go. So I like to take the backing of that transfer to rub over it, you know, because on my fingers I might have some, you know, always your fingers have like a little bit of whatever, you may have some cream on there, something like that, so I don't want to get that on there before it's nicely on your project. But obviously you can use your fingers. I mean, this is personal preference. I like using the backing. That's what I'm used to. And when I've done that and I'm pretty much sure that it's adhered nicely, I'm gonna come in with my finishing pad, and I'm just gonna do the rest basically. You know, just go over those edges and just varnish them really on there. So it's going to look like, and if there's still like a tiny little bit of halo, as soon you seal that with a satin top coat or something like that, they will disappear. That's just like hiding them at the end. So those colors, they just go beautifully. I mean, there's a lot of colors which go with that transfer. I just there you go. Second one on there. Now let's see which one we're going to. I'm going to use another big one here. This area. I'm going to have that this way. That's this piece. And let's see. Have this here. Sing. Put it down, commit, and just rub it up. Should have thought about that angle before I started. And yeah, you can see it even works like this, and I can't really put that much pressure on here. So if you have it like the table in an area, you can put more pressure on. It's much easier. So I'm just going to check for some. Hi, Salsa. Thank you. No, Nina, I don't need to go to the gym. That's correct. Thank you, Il. What a beautiful, beautiful name. Il. Very nice. So, and you can, at the end, you can also see a little bit of the crackle because they're a little bit see-through. You know, you can see a little bit of the crackle going through the this transfer. So let's see what's the time. Oh gosh, guys, this is I don't know what's happening with the time all the time. So I'm just going to show you then how you can layer that also. So there you go. Let's see. You lift it gently, you can see if it's already on there. There you go. Just like this. So around his edges, I want to make sure I get the edge down. Sorry, this is out of the screen for you now. It's on the other end, but you've seen it on the other side. Just going to do that quickly now. And go. Go. Almost on. The paper gets milky and it releases the transfer onto the project. This is a good sign that you can lift it up. there's still a piece on the sheet, it's no problem. You just, you know, lay it back down and you go from there. So that's on also. As I said, I use that sheet to rub on there to make sure I've got everything on there. But this is personal preference. You can use your hands. I see a lot of people using their fingers, so that's no problem. You can absolutely do that. So again, on this one, I'm going to use the finishing pad. Now I just want to layer up some of the smaller pieces in some areas so that you can see basically how you can do that. Let's see what we have here. I want to have this one go in here. As I want to build this one over to the other side here. So I'm just going to just place that around just like this. And like this, you can make it completely individual, you know, for your own taste or for your own project. And nobody else will ever have the same position of those succulents. Yeah. So that's it. Go, rub it on there. I will go with the finishing pad over it. So there we go. And let's see if you can have some of those smaller flowers there. Aren't they gorgeous? Just like those pinky, sweet pinky flowers. Just have those there. So this is now, I've cut that pretty close to the edge of that piece of transfer. So if I rub on there, I might get onto the surface. So what I do, I use one of the bigger sheets, you know, one of the bigger sheets I've just already used. I'll place it on there. So now I can rub on there. Don't need to be so careful to basically damage the piece underneath, you know. So let's see if that was ready enough. Not quite, but almost. There we go. On also, and that's basically how you grow this piece bigger. Let's see if we're going to have another leaf on here, or maybe, what's the time? 22. Maybe on here. Maybe on here. Just like this. This is covering up a little bit of this line, you know, between the crackled area and the non-crackled area to get a little more into each other. So So same thing here. If you feel you're too close or you might rub onto your project, just grab one of those pieces you had before and you can go a little more heavy on it to get it down. Don't need to be too gentle. And then you basically just check if that was enough. It is in some areas. It is almost. That's it. Rub it on there. So that's fine. I don't want to have any more. I think otherwise it'll be just too much on that table. I think this is basically just about enough. Oops. Yes, there was a Mr. Bottle. Enough for that little table. And what's the time? We don't have time for stenciling, I think. We don't have time for stenciling. Let's see, I'll check for some questions. Oh, hi, Yvonne. Leinwand aus Pappe. Nee, Pappe sollte gehen. Wenn die ein bisschen stabiler ist, Ute, dann funktioniert das gut. So, looks lovely. Thank you. So maybe just do some quick stenciling. Do you have a couple of more minutes with me, guys? Because I basically want to get those out of the way. I want to get the stencil on those sides here. Let's go around this side. And it should be, I want to have it a little bit distressed, not like completely perfect. Even I'm using the silkscreen stencil because it makes it easier on those areas. I'm just going to move you a little back and a little further down. Hang on. Which one is it? I can't get you down, guys. I don't know what's wrong here. Oh, no, I can't get you. Sorry. Now you're down. Now you're down. So, okay, just like a little bit here. And as I said, this is the silkscreen stencil Botanical. Also by the Bells and Whistles, the creative line by Dixie Belle. And I want to have some of those leaves just on here. So this fits perfectly there. They are a little bit sticky and I'm not sure. I think I'm going to use the fluff for it. I was thinking I'm using the mousse for it, but should I use the mousse or should I use the fluff? What do you want to see, guys? Shall we use, I'm going to ask you, shall we use the mousse in silver or in garnet? Or shall we use some fluff? Ute, entweder ist es aus Pappe oder es ist eine richtige Leinwand. Wenn es eine Leinwand ist, dann ist es schwierig. Dann musst du was unterlegen. So. Okay, Michelle, I keep going. So. Mousse, garnet or silver? Mousse in garnet or silver? Garnet, silver. Garnet, silver. Anybody else? The next one wins. Somebody tells me which color you want to see, in garnet or in silver. Somebody give me garnet. Yvonne says garnet, so garnet it'll be. Okay, the mousses, I love the mousses because they are water-based. You can use them like gilding waxes. You can use them like beide, Anja, beide, maybe. You can use them as gilding waxes. but they are water-based, which is a nice thing because you can paint over them. So if you already have a color or whatever, 2 colors or something like that, you may have noticed that they are different in consistency. The reason for that is they have real metal bits in them, and they have like a different specific weight. So they are, that's the reason, as these things are filled by weight, you know. This is, that's the reason, that's the way it is. But as they are water-based, the Golden Gem, for example, is a little more thicker from the consistency. If it's too thick, you can just like add a little bit of water. If it's too thin, yeah, you can let it dry a little bit if you want to. So, okay, but yeah, I didn't say that. When you use them, make sure you mix them up nicely. You know, they are water-based, so some of the ingredients may settle down on the bottom of the jar, and then you may run into some adhering issues or something like that. So that's the reason I was just like stirring them while I was talking to you. So, and they work beautiful with the stencils. So do you know you can stencil with the Dixie Belle brushes? What I do, I have tiny fingers. It depends on the size of the stencil. I use the round small, and what I do, because you know you could hold the bristles tight, you know, almost to the end of the brush and get like a tighter area of the bristles. As my hands are pretty small, what I do, I just like grab a rubber band and I put it around the almost like the bottom of that the brush, and then I have like a flat area which is like a little, and it is round, you know, so I can stencil with that one like this. That's what I do. Now I'm gonna see if I need some more tape or if it's going to be fine like this. The silkscreen stencils also, they come with this backing, and they are just slightly sticky. So they're not so sticky that you might damage your project. They're just slightly sticky. So I could line it up right to the top, but there's like a little gap of the thing, so I don't want to do that. I'm going to line it up just like this. Move this side around this edge here to have it like a little bit straight, and then I just have it like this. It is pretty thin, and I don't want to have like full coverage now. So I am just like getting the mousse of this spatula thing. I'm just using, and you don't need much, you know, don't forget, you don't need much of the mousse, so just like a tiny little bit, and I'm going around in swirly motions, which you wouldn't do with a normal stencil. With a normal stencil, if you go in swirly motions, you squeezing the paint underneath the stencil, you will have some bleeding. But the silkscreen stencil, they are different. This is like almost like a very thin fabric in those open areas where the paint or whatever you use goes through. So, okay, I'm going to offload it a little bit on the paper down there, because I don't want to have too much on there, as I said. And over here, I can see there's this crackled area where I'm just going to go like slightly over there. Oops, I've just rubbed my rubber band off. Put that back on. There we go. So, there we go. Just a tiny little bit more. So the mousse is very, very rich. So less is always more with those. Over here, over the crackled area, I'm just going to use a very tiny bit. A little more up here. Let's see. That goes up. That gives me the effect I want to have, because I don't want to have like a full coverage, just like in some areas. And have it slightly fading out while we go over here. You can see when the paint is going complete, or when it's completely covered, when all the fabric types are filled. I don't know if you can actually see that. I shall get you a little closer. So there you go. So I have it fading out over here, over the crackle. So, and as this is water-based, if I don't like it quick enough, I can always take it off. So now I'm just like lifting my stencil, and I want to have a little more over here. There was like nothing on here, so I'll put it back on. Put it back on. If you lift it gentle, you can put it back basically on the same area. This is a little gluey. Let's see. That's it. What do you think? I think that's pretty cute. That is pretty cute. You could always, you can go over a little bit with a sanding sponge or something like that if this is too much, but I'm going to let that dry first before I'm going to do anything else to it. So this is, I think, just giving like the whole thing at the end, like it's character. Yeah, doesn't it? And I hope you like what you're seeing. Okay, guys, I thank you for your patience. I know my lives are always very long. So, but you're welcome. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, guys. So this is basically just like finishing the whole piece off. Shh, I am talking. So she says it's long enough now also. Okay, guys, I'm just going to sit here to say bye to you. Just get you a little down. There we go. There we go. Guys, thank you so much for being with me. I hope you like that. It's not all finished, but I'm going to go through the whole thing. And I thank you for joining me tonight. My name is Angela, and I am the owner of Creative Energy from Elfen and Helden. I'm a primary retailer for Dixie Belle over here in Frankfurt in Germany. So it is like almost 10 p.m. over here now. I hope I got all your questions. Otherwise, I will have a look later for them. Well, probably not tonight. It's already pretty late. I'm going to check for them tomorrow. If you want to shop the products, go over to the Dixie Belle page. Check for your local retailer. As I said, I'm one over here in Germany. If you need any help, just shoot me a message or tag me in the comments, and I will see if I can help you. Otherwise, if you haven't done it, pop over to my page, leave me a like there. If you watch replay, put hashtag replay into the comments. And also, if you have questions there, just tag me. I will come back to you then. Thank you, guys. Have a great evening, day, afternoon, wherever you are watching from. You take care. You look after yourself. And I'll see you either next week at Dixie Belle or sometime on my page this week. So, guys, take care. Thank you for being with me. Cheers.